Dana walked through the glass doors of Westfield Bank on a bright Tuesday morning, her heels clicking against the marble floor. She wore a simple blazer and carried a leather folder under her arm. The meeting she had been planning for months was finally here, and everything needed to go perfectly. But before she could reach the main counter, a hand shot out. "Excuse me." The voice was sharp, cold. "Where do you think you're going?" Dana stopped, looking up at the man blocking her path. His name Ted read Rick Stevens, branch manager. He held a velvet robe in his hands, the kind used to section off areas during renovations or private events. "I have an appointment," Dana said calmly, meeting his eyes. 9:30. Rick laughed, a song without humor. "An appointment? Lady, this is a private banking institution. We don't just let anyone walk in here." Around them, other customers began to notice. An elderly couple near the ATM paused their transaction. A young mother holding her child's hand stared. The air grew thick with tension, heavy with unspoken judgment. "I called yesterday," Dana continued, her voice steady despite the anger rising in her chest. "I confirmed everything with your secretary." "Sure you did." Rick stretched the rope across the walkway, creating a physical barrier between Dana and the rest of the bank. "Look, I don't know what you're trying to pull, but this isn't the place for it. There's a check cashing store 2 blocks down. That's probably more your speed." The words hit like stones. Dana felt every eye in the lobby on her, watching, waiting to see what she would do. She could feel the familiar burn of humiliation, the weight of assumptions made before she even opened her mouth. Marcus, the security guard stationed near the door, shifted uncomfortably. He was a black man in his 50s, and Dana could see the recognition in his eyes. He knew exactly what was happening, had probably lived it himself 100 times. "Sir, I'm going to need you to remove that rope," Dana said, her voice firmer now. "And I'd like to speak with whoever is in charge." Rick crossed his arms. "I am in charge. And I'm telling you to leave before I have security escort you out." "That won't be necessary." A new voice cut through the tension like a knife. Everyone turned. A woman in a sharp gray suit walked across the lobby, her expression unreadable. Sarah Chen, regional director, according to the badge hanging from her neck. She had just arrived for what she thought would be a routine inspection. "Ms. Chen," Rick said, his tone immediately changing, becoming softer, more professional. "I was just handling a situation." Sarah's eyes moved from Rick to Dana, and something shifted in her face. Recognition, followed quickly by alarm. "Oh no," Sarah whispered. Then louder, "Oh no, no, no." She rushed forward, practically running across the marble floor. "Ms. Dana Reeves," Sarah said, slightly breathless. "I am so sorry. Please, let me." Rick's face went from confused to pale in seconds. "Wait, Dana Reeves?" As in the woman who just purchased this entire bank," Sarah finished, her voice tight with barely controlled anger. "As in your new boss? As in the person you just humiliated in front of a lobby full of customers?" The silence that followed was deafening. Dana watched as the realization crashed over Rick like a wave. His hands dropped the rope. His mouth opened and closed, no words coming out. Marcus, still standing by the door, couldn't hide his smile. Dana took a breath, then stepped over the fallen rope. She walked to the center of the lobby, and when she spoke, her voice carried to every corner of the room. "My name is Dana Reeves," she began. 3 months ago, I finalized the purchase of Westfield Bank and its 7 branches. I grew up in this neighborhood, in a house 6 blocks from here. I know what it's like to be judged, to be dismissed, to be told you don't belong." She turned to Rick. "You're fired. Effective immediately. Security will escort you out." Rick stammered. "You can't just." "I can," Dana said simply. "And I will. Because this bank, under my leadership, will be a place where everyone is treated with dignity and respect. No exceptions. She looked at Marcus. How long have you worked here? 15 years, ma'am. You saw what happened. You could have stayed silent, but I saw the discomfort in your eyes. That matters. You're promoted, head of security operations, all branches. Report to HR tomorrow morning. Marcus's eyes went wide. Thank you, Ms. Reeves. Thank you. Dana addressed the entire staff, who had gathered to watch. Change starts today. We will train every employee on bias, respect, and inclusion. We will serve every customer fairly, regardless of how they look, where they come from, or what we assume about their bank account. She picked up the velvet rope from the floor. This rope was meant to keep me out. Instead, it showed me exactly what needs to change. And that change begins right now. As Rick was escorted from the building, Dana met Sarah's eyes. Let's get to work. We have a bank to transform. Outside, the sun climbed higher. Inside Westfield Bank, something shifted. Something important. Because sometimes justice doesn't wait. Sometimes it walks through the door, faces hatred head-on, and transforms everything in its path. Dana smiled. This was just the beginning.